I just want to talk about wimpy Democrats for a minute. This is such a problem. The president appointed Simpson and Bowles, who both make, like $30,000-$40,000 a crack, giving speeches around the country. They're on the boards of a bunch of corporations. These guys are multimillionaires, washed up politicians and consultants and lobbyists and God only knows what all. He appoints them to this commission. The commission says, oh, gee, let's just screw people on Social Security with a chain CPI. Let's chain the consumer price index to behavior. So if meat gets expensive, people go to chicken. If chicken gets expensive, they go to cat food. So Obama puts together the Cat Food Commission. The Cat Food Commission comes out and says, yeah, why don't you shoot Santa Claus? Why don't you, take a shot at Social Security? Come on, President, make my day. And Obama does. Not this year, but last year. This year he chose not to. Thank God, in large part because of pressure from Senator Bernie Sanders. But last year he did. And last year some Democrats said, yeah, I support what the president does. He's the head of my party. After all, it's like, we should just go along, right? And so here, now, two stories, just, apropos of this. The first, the Democratic caucus. The president suggested originally $9 an hour. Now they're talking about $10.10 an hour as a minimum wage. It would just take us back to where we were in 1968. The CBO looked at this and said, it's going to cause some job losses. Now, I don't personally believe that, and I don't think that, and I'm quite certain that history does not indicate that. But even if it does cause some job losses, it's going to be more than made up for by lifting millions of people out of poverty. And by the way, range of job losses was as high as 500,000 and as low as 0. I would say it's going to increase jobs. But in any case, that was enough to scare the poor Democrats because it gave Fox News and the Republicans a talking point. Oh, job-killing minimum wage increase. And so now they're trying to figure out how far they should go down on the minimum wage. Right? So Senator Mark Pryor, he says, I'm okay with $8.50 an hour. He's from Arkansas. Mary Landrieu says, well, the tipped wage shouldn't go up. Now, the tipped wage in Arkansas is $2.13 an hour minimum wage. And it would go up to $7 an hour under this bill the Democrats are pushing in 2019. $7 an hour. Mary Landrieu, maybe there's a middle ground. I'm considering how high the increase should be. Sherrod Brown, who just, takes names and kicks butt, he says, how do you start negotiating downward when the minimum wage is worth a third less than it was in 1968? If the president had said $9, Republicans would have been against it. If he said $7.75, they would have given it. I don't think he'd play that game. And he's right. I mean, here you have the National Republican Congressional Campaign, the NRCC, is running an ad against Alex Sink. He's a Democratic candidate. He's taking on, this is in Pinellas County. There's this, open seat, an open primary, and or an open seat, and there's three candidates. There's a Republican, there's a Libertarian, and there's this Democrat, Alex Sink. Excuse me. I should say her. Alex Sink is a woman. And so the NRCC, Alex Sink apparently had made some sort of a comment back a year ago when the president said Simpson Bowles, and Alex Sink had apparently said, yeah, okay, cool. It's fine with me. So here's the ad, or the statement from the NRCC. Quote, again, keep in mind, this is what happens when Democrats say okay to half measures to try to meet Republicans. The Republicans who hate Social Security and hate Medicare, they want to privatize Medicare, end Medicare as we know it, turn it into a voucher system. They want to privatize Social Security, turn it over to the billionaires on Wall Street. The Republicans came out and said, this is Katie Prill, a spokeswoman for the NRCC, quote, Alex Sink supports a plan that raises the retirement age for Social Security recipients, raises Social Security taxes, and cuts Medicare, all while making it harder for Pinellas seniors to keep their doctors that they know and love. Excuse me. That would be Simpson Bowles. That would be President Obama's proposal in his budget last year. So the Republicans who want to do away with Social Security and Medicare go on to say, sending Alex Sink, she's the Democrat, to Washington guarantees that seniors right here in Pinellas County are in jeopardy of losing the Social Security and Medicare benefits that they have earned and deserve. So here's how it plays out. Republicans say, kill Social Security, kill Medicare. Democrats go, well, we don't want to kill it, but how about if we just make it so that Social Security benefits don't go up quite as fast by chaining the cost of living to, if people stop eating meat and start eating chicken? And the Democrats and the Republicans come back and say, aha! You want to raise social, you're against social. Do you get this? I don't get it. I don't get why Democrats ever try to reach across the aisle to Republicans and say, okay, we'll meet you halfway. Because the Republicans, first of all, are going to say, screw that. We're not going to meet halfway. It's our way or the highway, number one. And number two, they're then going to take that attempt to meet them halfway and say, look at this. This wimpy Democrat was willing to cut Social Security. He's willing to cut Medicare. You care about, now, they're not going to say, now, we want to cut Social Security. No, instead, what they'll say is, you care about Social Security and Medicare, don't you? Don't vote for that Democrat. And they get away with this stuff.